We can be exposed to over 10,000 advertisements per day. So how can you ensure that the impressions you buy turn into installs? Introducing Geeklab. Our data-driven platform enables you to create and run multivariate tests in the app stores in order to determine the best way to showcase your product in the exact location where users decide whether or not to install it. Our technology provides detailed user-level insights to assist you in understanding why users behave the way they did. Our platform works by establishing a proxy between your preferred ad network and the actual App Store. Our proxy enables you to use web technologies for enhanced insights and testing. No wait times, instant testing. It is time to turn your impressions into installs. Join us today.
Here today in this interview is that you guys had great success with using Geeklab platform and running concept validation in ASO in that front, and you have some slides and dashboard to share with us with what you've done and how you achieved I believe 3x the conversion rate.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, so as you mentioned, we managed to 3x the store conversion rate. I'll explain why we actually took conversion rate here. Obviously, we went from concept to MVP, so I guess take it with a grain of salt. But I believe still the concept that we were able to validate through your platform was really helpful. So yeah, basically we were putting together a new puzzle game, and basically the objectives here were to validate the art style among the target audience, and the second was to improve the store conversion rate before releasing the MVP. So we take the most out of the marketing budget. And I mentioned that I want to dig deeper into the why we use store conversion, not the IPM, and that's simply because at this stage you don't really have much to go with marketing creatives and narrow down on targeting and these kinds of things. So we kind of focus at this stage on making sure that yes, people who visit the store actually convert, optimizing the whole impression to install conversion is kind of the next step. So all in all, we used 14 campaigns on Geeklab. It took roughly something like 4 months since we achieved that 3x headline. And all in all, we spent like 13,000 approximately on the marketing part. We actually had this internal discussion recently about this. I don't believe there's a definite answer to this, like how much you should spend. You need to spend as much as you need to be able to make decisions. And those decisions, more often than not, I believe won't be set in stone. I mean, you run a test and you get data. Usually they don't tell you like you have to do this and this will be the best answer. You just need to use that marketing spend to be able to move forward and make data validated decisions. They are not set in stone, but it helps. Yeah, maybe I can show you what we actually have here in dashboard. So step one was basically use the art that we drew up, several different concepts, but we compared it with one of our titles that was in development and already in Play Store. So we kind of could validate the accuracy of data, one major competitor on the market, and two of our concepts. And what we learned, this was one of our titles that we already had the data from in the console. I'm not sure I think this one was the competitor that we used in the genre, and two styles. And this is that we decided it was close enough to something that we knew already works. For this one, we already had data on acquisition, retention, and monetization as well. So not only an acquisition like we did have here. And it was kind of close enough. We can go with this one. That was we had to make a decision. That comes back to what I just explained a couple minutes earlier.
So that was the first, but you did 9 after that. What was the flow and ideology behind that?
In the first one, we just validated something we drew up that does not necessarily reflect something that you can build in Unity afterwards. So this was the first one that we did in Unity then, based on the concepts that we had. We knew kind of the colors, what you want to use, showcase the gameplay mechanic, also the story, and that's there behind the game. And this was how the first one looked. And we ended up with roughly 20% conversion rate, which I mentioned here earlier. And that was kind of I think like we had to figure out how to move forward, because the control that we had in the very first test was roughly around 30%, and it kept pretty stable as we went along, because we always used that control in the tests, and we just went step by step, iterated screenshot by screenshot, showcasing multiple different aspects of the gameplay from actual gameplay that we had.
That's brilliant. So to sum up, basically, you guys first created the marketing draft and hit a relatively good conversion as well. Like 30% is good within this genre. So you hit that mark, and then after that, once you actually built the game, you started to slowly get towards where the control was in terms of the art style and everything else, so that like you would achieve the same marketability with the actual game as well.
Yeah, exactly. So it was ultimately roughly around 50%. So we went from 20 to 50 over here. Good enough to move to Play Store and start testing with the actual MVP, because we needed the insight into more than acquisition.
And then afterwards, as you did the MVP, so you saw even a bit higher conversion on the when the traffic was mixed, right? Like on the actual store.
So yeah, this is how the store looked like when we started out. I think it was late October that we got to these tests, and this is the final visual of the store. Mostly actual in-game screenshots. And yeah, it's true. When we launched, we started off as high as 70%, but obviously the conversion rate evens out. This is the range of the campaign for the MVP, when we acquire the data to actually evaluate the retention, monetization, and the whole growth loop metrics. But yeah, we actually went to something little over 60%, which obviously after time would even out, but still, if we hadn't used this approach, it would take us more effort and it would take longer, and it could have been even more expensive. Who knows? It's not exact science, I would say, because it's not isolated environment where everything, all variables are always the same. There are many things that are changing.
Indeed.
But still, I would say the idea of like validating the art style, making it fit for the target audience, that worked out. We did improve the conversion rate, and it was pretty good starting point for actually starting to test MVP. Definitely, we are including our player base that we acquire into the strategy. We use their feedback and we kind of work with them further to validate that whether it's meeting their expectations. Creative strategy, static video ads, all these things. That's something that we can improve on. It was a great campaign. I believe we did pretty well with the optimization of the conversion.
Absolutely. I think anyone envies like tripling your conversion rate. That's a great job. Well done. If you would have to sum up everything, like or like one sort of ASO tip that again could be the sort of closing part of your Tinder profile, what would that be?
I'm not sure if it's necessarily just ASO, but it applies to ASO as well. Make decisions that help your best friend, your future friend, your future self.
Right. Good. That's a well that could actually go to your Tinder profile. Thanks a lot, Eric. We'll continue working closely with you guys and enjoying seeing you do massive and great campaigns like these on the platform. This is for us as well super fun to watch, to see the conversion rates literally go up like a hockey stick.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Jesse. Talk soon.
Awesome. Thanks.